Hello everybody, my name is Kara, and today I am really excited to announce round 2 of the Middle Grade Magic Readathon. Before I get into that though, I have two reminders. Number one is I am wearing a Disney shirt, so I thought I would take this opportunity to remind everybody not to go to a Disney park, or any amusement park really, but Disney is definitely one of the most high profile ones that are currently opening. I know Disney World is, and other parks might follow. I just want to remind everybody that going to an amusement park in the middle of a pandemic is not a good idea. Absolutely nothing has changed about this virus or about how dangerous it is. We still don't have a vaccine. We barely have any ideas about how to treat it. It's just not a good idea. The only thing that has changed about the situation is that some accountant somewhere has run the numbers and decided that your death is an acceptable risk or an acceptable price to pay compared to the amount of money that they hope they could maybe make if they convince people that it is safe when it is not. It's just incredibly upsetting to see people continue to not take the situation seriously, and just because things are opening up, it does not mean it's safe. They have just decided that getting money out of you is more important than keeping you safe or your loved one safe or anybody safe. Like, I love Disney as much as the next person, but my god, this is not the time. Second reminder is I'd like to draw your attention to the description box. I am continuing to put links about the Black Lives Matter movement and ways you can help, in addition to other world events that are going on right now, like the devastating humanitarian crisis in Yemen. I have been continuing to put those in the video description, regardless of what the video is about. So I just want to mention that because I know not everybody is used to checking the description box for every video they watch. So please just remember to do that. And now back into the announcement. Middle Grade Magic is a readathon that, as you probably guessed, is all about reading middle grade books. I love middle grade. I am very passionate about it, as I'm sure anybody who has been on this channel for any amount of time knows. And we had our first round last year, and the theme for that round was about kind of addressing common misconceptions about middle grade, kind of easing adult readers into reading middle grade if maybe they're used to thinking of it as something that is not for them, could never be for them. And the theme for this round is more about celebrating special things about middle grade. And the way we are doing that is theming each prompt around a particular quote from a writer. It is about the power and importance of children's fiction. And I'm so excited to be rejoined by my co-hosts from last round, Yvette from Book Cave, Kier from Kier the Scrivener, Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly. And I'm also super excited to announce that we have a new co-host joining us this round, and that is Yara from A Ray of Reading, who I absolutely love. All of these people I just love. I'm so excited to be working with them, so I will link all of their information down below, as well as their announcements when those are up. This round of the readathon will be going from August 1st through August 16th, so we have just over 2 weeks, and that spans about 3 weekends. We know that's a time when a lot of people have more time to focus on reading, so we hope that you are able to join us. So I mentioned that the theme for this round is based on quotations, and I'm going to mention 2 that we kind of have as like an overall theme or message for what we are hoping to accomplish with this readathon, and they are both by Maya Angelou. The first is, "It is time for parents to teach young people early on that in diversity there is beauty and there is strength." And the second, also by Maya Angelou, is, "We all should know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value no matter what their color." So we've chosen these quotations because I think it communicates several things that we really hope to get across with this readathon, or this like theme for the readathon. And one of those things is it's incredibly important for guardians and parents to expose kids to all different kinds of stories with all different kinds of characters, not just those who look like them. And also that no matter your age as a reader, it is very important that you seek out diverse stories and perspectives, both in reading and in other aspects of your life. That's why we chose both of those quotations, because one of them is more about children and the other one is no matter your age, that there is beauty in diversity, and that it is our job to ensure that all different kinds of stories and people get an equal voice and equal value. So now getting into the individual prompts, we have 6 prompts for the readathon, and we encourage doubling up if you like. Number 1, children need windows and mirrors. They need mirrors in which they see themselves and windows through which they see the world. And that is by Dr. Rudine Simms Bishop. And that prompt is twofold. The first part is to read an Own Voices book featuring a main character who is different from you. And the second part is to read a book with a main character that you share some part of your identity with. Prompt number 2, since it is so likely that children will meet cruel enemies, let them at least have heard of brave knights and heroic courage. Otherwise you are making their destiny not brighter, but darker. And that is by C.S. Lewis. And the prompt for that one is to read a book that gives you hope. Prompt number 3, you have to write the book that wants to be written, and if the book will be too difficult for grown-ups, then you write it for children. That is by Madeline L'Engle. The prompt for that is to read a book that deals with a serious topic. Prompt number 4, if I'm honest, I have to tell you I still read fairy tales, and I like them best of all. And that is by Audrey Hepburn. Side note, she's the only one on this list who I don't think ever published a children's book, but that quotation fit in so well with the messages of the readathon that we kind of kept her in anyway. And that prompt is to read a storytime book. So that can be a fairy tale, a folk tale, a picture book, anything that you would consider like kind of a storytime or a read aloud kind of book, something that would work as a read aloud. You'll see actually with a lot of these prompts that there is quite a bit of room for interpretation. We wanted to leave them open for lots of different reading tastes and different things that people might want to pick up. Number 5, imagination for the child is the miraculous freewheeling device he uses to course his way through the problems of every day. It is through fantasy that children achieve catharsis. And that is by Maurice Sendak. The prompt for that one is to read a story you would consider fantastical or imaginative. And finally, the 6th and last prompt is, if someone had taken that book out of my hand and said, "You're too old for this," maybe I'd never have believed that someone who looks like me could be in the pages of the book, that someone who looks like me had a story. And that quote is by Jacqueline Woodson. And the prompt for that one is to read a book by a marginalized author that you think will bring you joy. So those are the prompts for the readathon. As we said, we encourage doubling up and stacking, and we also really encourage you guys, when you are choosing your TBRs, we really encourage you to look at the books that you plan to read and to read diversely, even for the prompts that don't specifically ask you to. Like for a book that gives you hope, that could be a book by a marginalized author that you think is going to be hopeful and joyful. One of the things we really want to accomplish with this readathon is getting people used to not just seeing diverse authors as writing books that are about diversity or about their marginalized identity. Of course, it's always going to be an important part of the story, but you can read fairy tales by people of color. You can read a book about queer identity that is intended for middle grade readers that is also joyful, so things like that. We also have an official Twitter account, so I will link that down below as well. Be sure to follow that for updates and to get more information on the readathon and everything. By the way, all of the dates and the prompts and all of that will be listed in the description box as well. And I also have several recommendations videos or kind of intro videos to middle grade that I've done before, so I will link those as well, including a spotlight on Own Voices middle grade, including recommendations for middle grade books, and also including, most recently, I did a video on kind of like how to get different readers into middle grade. So in that video, I look at specific reasons people have for why they don't feel like middle grade is for them. And I kind of address those with specific book recommendations. So I'll put all of those links in the description box as well. So I think that is everything. If I forgot to mention anything about the readathon, I will again list that in the description. But we are all so excited about this. We really hope that you guys are able to join us if you would like to, and if you do any like TBRs or recommendations or wrap-ups or anything related to this readathon, be sure to tag us on Twitter so that we can see those and share those. And we are all just really excited. All of us are very passionate about the power and importance of children's books, and we hope that with this readathon we can kind of bring that to more people. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!